So is Dickey's barbecue pit franchise a churn and burn? We're going to go through this business model as well as some of the most recent franchise complaints that have been posted to the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC's website, in light of their request to hear from franchisees on if franchise regulations, particularly the franchise rule, is fair to franchisees. So there were quite a few Dickey's barbecue pit franchisees that spoke up. I'll be quoting some of those comments. But first, I want to talk a little bit about this family-owned and operated brand and what they're all about. Dickey's Barbecue Pit has been around for generations now, and they were definitely on the up. However, over the past few years, they've been falling in terms of total unit count, as well as just crazy transfer numbers. So Dickey's Barbecue Pit, from the 2019 to 2021 information that we have from their franchise disclosure document, 217 of 500 locations were transferred or reacquired by the franchisor in that 3-year period. So we're talking about 40% of the locations, nearly 50% of the locations were transferred or reacquired by the franchisor. Many of their franchisees allegedly sold their barbecue restaurants to new franchisees for significantly less than it costs to build the restaurant out. It's hard to be part of a franchise system and be stable where every year you have a significant portion, or every 3 years, nearly half the system is leaving. It reminds me a bit of Snap-on, where about a third of the system turns over every 3 years. These systems, when you have such a high transfer rate, reacquired rate, don't have the continuity. And what attracts so many people to franchising is that it is a community of like-minded entrepreneurs that they can seek out for advice and support. So a lot of anonymous comments for the Dickey's Barbecue Pit franchisees that commented on the FTC's website. One wrote in quotes, "I am writing this anonymously for fear of retaliation. We purchased Dickey's Barbecue Pit franchise in 2018. Prior to the purchase, we were provided false information regarding the build-out costs and the revenue stream. We realized we were intentionally misguided when we were halfway into the project. By then, it was too late to back out. During the build-out, we were forced to purchase furniture from Stanford Sonoma, a store owned by Dickeys Corporation, at exorbitant prices, about 3 times the cost of furniture in other stores. We were also forced to purchase equipment from Central Restaurants, which offers kickbacks to Dickeys Corporation. We were also forced to purchase signage and other accessories from designated stores owned and operated by Dickeys Corporation. In fact, the entire scheme for opening a Dickeys restaurant was fraudulently designed to enrich Dickeys Corporation. We were shocked that Dickeys Corporation has managed to defraud people into opening restaurants only for the restaurant to go out of business the first or second year. People's lives savings have been wiped out by this fraudulent act, and Dickeys Corporate should be investigated. Their stores are closing more than any restaurant chain in the United States for this reason." So I don't necessarily agree with that last part. There are some restaurant chains that are closing in terms of percentage basis and total unit count, like total unit count Subway, but the rest that they said is pretty eye-opening. And I'd love to hear from someone from Dickeys Corporation or a franchisee of Dickeys that's having a more positive experience with Dickeys Corporation, as those were some pretty big claims from this one anonymous comment. But there's a lot of other anonymous comments, as well as they do have a very high SBA loan default rate, one of the highest SBA loan default rates in the restaurant space of franchising, and they did not fare so well during the pandemic. So not only does it appear that franchisees are taking the brunt of it, but us as taxpayers are paying for these SBA loans that the government is not able to get their capital back. So it blows my mind that there are franchise systems that continue to have a high default rate, and us as taxpayers are paying basically into the pocket of franchisors that collect royalties, collect franchise fees, as the SBA knows that some of these franchise systems have more loans that default than are paid back in full. So hopefully there can be some change at the SBA to reevaluate and maybe put a franchise brand on the blacklist if, say, for every 5 loans that are paid in full, 1 defaulted. If it's 4 loans paid in full, 1 defaulted, then that's a pretty bad percentage. So hopefully at the SBA, it will make it harder to get access to the financing so people aren't financially ruined investing in businesses that aren't financially stable. And as part of an SBA loan, which a lot of Dickeys franchisees have taken out over the years, you pledge your home. So even if you don't technically default on the loan, you have to sell your home to pay down the loan, or if you go bankrupt, the SBA can go after your property. We'll be sure to leave in the comment section the actual comments on Dickey's Barbecue from different franchisees for your review. Again, if you're a Dickey's Barbecue Pit franchisee that's happy with the system, or if you work at Dickeys Corporation, I'd love to hear from you. Leave in the comment box or shoot me an email at patrick@vettedbiz.com. Thanks.